A while ago, I made a video on my channel called Detonator is my waifu, and I stand by those words. The detonator is super useful, but is it now outshined by the new thermal thruster? In order to get a really good sense for these weapons, I'm going to first grade them on the three main areas: damage output, sustainability, and maneuverability. Damage output. The detonator has been a close second to the very viable scorch shot when it comes to spamming. Comparing it to stock, bearing a quarter less damage to enemies and only dealing mini crits on burning players, it's clear that it isn't a puff and sting weapon. For damage output, I'll give it a 5 out of 10 just because of its spamming capabilities. The thermal thruster is a new up-and-coming Russian super steroid fighter from Rocky IV. It's beefy, it's strong, but it's super bulky. In order to do any damage at all with this thing, you need to jump up and land on an enemy's head. Cool, right? Not quite. There's a crippling 1.1 second switch delay that makes some sort of bombing combo non-existent, coupling this with the fact that it's fucking impossible to land on anyone, and I'm almost forced to give this a 1 out of 10 in damage output. Up next, sustainability. Oh, Detchan. Senpai loves you, but you really hurt me sometimes. With the most common and basic jumps, you hurt me 40 or 41 damage every time. Anyway, Detchan, you're pretty bad with sustainability. However, if a medic is willing to give you overheal, or if you even can't get that, using the back scratcher will help a lot. But by itself, I'll give it a 4 out of 10 in sustainability. Now, no matter what we do, the thermal thruster can't be very good when it comes to sustainability. The weapon can't output any damage when it comes to a head-on fight. There's no way to protect yourself with it other than running away, but it very well could save your life if you fall off a cliff. You see, the thermal thruster has the ability to do a mid-air jump that can stop you from falling to your death. I'd say 5 out of 10. Finally, maneuverability. This is plain and simple. Detchan is good, but the thermal thruster is better. The only downside to the thermal thruster is that you only get 2 charges that recharge in 15 seconds each. There are 2 huge advantages that the thermal thruster has: power and the aforementioned mid-air thrust. So I'd say 6 out of 10 for Detchan and 8 out of 10 for the thermal thruster. This brings us to a grand total of 15 out of 30 for Detchan and 14 out of 30 for the thermal thruster. 15 and 14? That's not much of a difference, and it sure as hell ain't. They are pretty well matched weapons. The way you use them is what really makes a difference. So, the strategies of using Detchan. I'd recommend using either the back burner or the Phlogistonator, using the detonator to spam out enemies and get the required 300 damage for crits, and also using it to jump at enemies from afar with those crits. For melee, it's going to be either the back scratcher or the power jack for obvious reasons I don't have to go into too much detail with. The sustainability and the maneuverability being quite obvious. The strategies with the thermal thruster are similar, but not quite the same. The melee choices stand, and so does the back burner, but instead of the Flog, go with the Dragon's Fury. The major downside to the thermal thruster is not having a damage outputting secondary, so you need to make up for it with a strong primary, making the 2 options hard to dispute. So yeah, that's my argument why the detonator isn't dead. If you have anything to add, I encourage you to comment, or better yet, make a video on why you think otherwise. Seriously, do it. Anyway, I'm Bonsai Blitz, and Detchan is my waifu.